Couple of huge games on Sunday in the Premier League. We're going to preview both of them. First up, Chelsea against Arsenal. Pippa, look at her.
If you know,
ready
you know.
to go.
Do you remember this one? The documentary?
let's dive, yeah. Hand and heart, brain and heart,
Yeah,
holding hands
all
together
that
for
stuff.
this one, I'd imagine. So last 5 home games in the Premier League for Chelsea, drawn 1-1-1 and then drawn, so pretty strong. And Arsenal in their last 5 away Premier League matches, they have drawn 1-1, lost and won. So the points that they've dropped have been away from home so far this season. How do you feel going into this game against Chelsea? Because you beat them, then you lose to them, you beat them, then you lose to them. So over the last few years, it's been an interesting game, and it comes at a time where you're really settled, and Chelsea aren't. Do you feel like that's a big advantage in this one?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I never enjoy going to Stamford Bridge, whether we're in form or not, because there's been times where we have been in form, gone there, and they've still slapped us up. So
really, and they pat you down like 4 times on the way into the ground. I don't know what that's about. Sorry,
what as a fan?
No, they're like the stewards, like 5 or 6 times. You get like, look at me. There's nothing.
I think that's a you thing. That's never happened
maybe
to
it's
me.
just me. Mate. Yeah, the one those faces, isn't it? Sorry.
No, but yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I think every single game in the Premier League is tough. So people look at this and think Arsenal on top form. They're going to go to Chelsea and wipe the floor of them, considering what Brighton done. Was it Brighton? Yeah, done to them last week. So, but anything can happen. But I'm quietly confident. How can I not be? With the teams that we've beaten so far, we have to get a result against Chelsea. Like, there's no doubt about it. When we've got everyone fit, Saka's back in training, Zinchenko's back in training, got these players in, and I know Chelsea fans are rubbing their hands thinking, Saka's out. Yeah, he's
Don't
not.
worry, you got Reece down. Oh, is he fine, is he?
Yeah, we was in training yesterday.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
With this game, the word that comes to mind is control. One that I would have thought, say last year, you'd think Chelsea will control this game. This year, I feel like Arsenal would quite possibly control this game. But I also know that Graham Potter's very attacking manager. Maybe that little bit too attacking. The XG against them in that Brighton game, lost 4-1, was 2.44, which is poor, really. And again, they should be controlling these games. How do you feel about Potter at Chelsea? He's only got 2 points out of the last 9, I think. It doesn't feel totally right just yet, does it?
I think there's no rhythm to, like, when you watched Potter at Brighton, and Brighton still have the rhythm Potter left them with, you can see how they play, you can see the players they play through. At Chelsea, he's constantly tinkering in midfield, he's constantly tinkering that front three, and I feel for him because I think it is a real mishmash of players. Aubameyang isn't the 9 that he wants, because he wants a 9 that drops in, picks the ball up, pops it wide, then pops up in the box. Aubameyang's pretty much just staying in the box at the moment. So he's struggled. Mason Mount's a player that he's actually getting the best out of, because he's gone, he's the profile he loves. He's the Lallana, Pascal Gross profile. Technically good. He's got the legs. He can get the ball on a half turn. He can spin players. He's calm in possession. But then he's got a mixed bag of everyone else. And I think he's just trying to work out how they score goals. Even against Brighton, they were open because when they get the ball in the final third, sometimes they're overloading in wide areas, but no one's in the box. And then you're kind of going, so what's the plan here? Oh, they're overloading in the middle and the ball's not going wide fast enough. And I think Arsenal, with Martinelli and Saka going the other way, in behind the fullback positions, will cause...
Who's going to be there? Cucurella? Someone? They're going to get destroyed.
Well, Chilwell's injured. So
of course.
That, I was going to say Marcus Alonso, but he's in Barcelona now.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, I was going to say with
option?
Cucurella would have been one of those where actually maybe he needs to be ruthless and change this a little bit, because the big thing that he did against Brighton was that he tried to play like Brighton did, where your wing backs are essentially wingers. It was Pulisic and Sterling, but they were playing so far up the pitch. Cucurella, who's playing a left side centre back, then all of a sudden is playing as a left back, and it all looks great and works. And I've done videos where I've said, how brilliant is this formation if you are effective with the ball. But and I think about the exact same formation that he used as Brighton manager against Man United. It worked brilliantly. But at Chelsea, it's just not there just yet. And I kind of go back to the transfer window and just generally. Often they say there's a line, they say, when you get a new manager, don't let them buy any players. And the reason they say that is because you need to... What keeps happening is you have this manager, he goes, I want X, Y, Z. They bring them in. He then gets the sack. Then there's a new guy going, well, I don't want those 3. I want these 3 over here. And then all of a sudden, you're Man United like last year. And I feel like that's possibly the problem with Graham Potter, because I think there's some players here, like, say, for example, Raheem Sterling maybe, Havertz at times. There's a lot of players in there that I'm not sure he wants or fits, but I'm also not sure he's brave enough to drop.
Well, the thing is, you've seen already that he's throwing Loftus-Cheek into the mix, and he's played him at right wing back. He's played him at left wing back for a half. And when they took on United, they started with the back three, and I think he just got sick of it. He was like, we just cannot get the ball.
36 minutes, he took
Cucurella off, switched to the back four, and they still couldn't get the right pattern in the game that they wanted. And I think he's going. I've got profiles like Jorginho who are like conductors and controllers. But I'm not used to that. I'm used to Caicedo. I need legs in midfield who can get me the ball back. Yeah. But Chelsea have so much more of the ball that Brighton did. So I think he's sort of like going back and forth, which is probably what falls perfectly into Arteta's hands, because Arsenal have done really well against teams that are a little bit disjointed because of how well put together Arteta and Arsenal are.
But that's because it's taken time. It's taken Arteta time to build that team and get a team that he wants. And I'm sure he's not even done yet, to be honest with you. But with Potter, it's like you said, it's been inconsistent. He's got to find his rhythm, like you said. And I couldn't even tell you what the starting 11 is going to be for Chelsea on Sunday. I have no idea.
I'm not sure he could.
Is it Bro? Is he going to play? Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I have no idea.
And that's the word as well, rhythm. You know, and it's something that almost you only see it once you go, oh, okay, we were supposed to be patient with the manager.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to get them.
You have to be patient, but it's so hard when you're a Chelsea fan. You don't want to be patient right now because you were just, competing for Champions League, or they still are, but you know what I mean, at a higher level, you had these top managers, and now it's like, well, it feels like we're getting down the pecking order, and Newcastle will take your place somehow.
Because I think obviously they've got to, again, you look at these managers, especially someone who's not done it yet, like Arteta, like Potter. You have to go, and I say this on my channel all the time. You have to go, no, this is the guy. This is the guy, and we're investing in him, and there'll be bumps along the road. Yeah. But if we know where we're going, we know where we're going, and we'll get there. And I think that's the thing with Potter is I'm intrigued to see if this Chelsea is different to the old Chelsea, where they're going to go, okay, we get it. It feels like juddery right now. It's jarring, but you are the guy for us. But in the here and now, you've got a game here where you've got a team that's going to be playing at home, where they'll hope that home crowd makes a bit of a difference. But as you say, I look at the formation, I have no clue what he's going to do.
Do you think this is a case of Potter can't handle the expectation of Chelsea at the moment? Because when they played United, it was almost as if he played the team that he believed in and then realised the fans aren't enjoying this, and now I've got to go to a system that they might like a bit more. When they played, I want to say, Salzburg in his first game, he changed the system 4 times in that game because the fans were getting on his back a little bit. Then when they played Milan at San Siro, I think Tomori got sent off, and suddenly he was like, "Oh, thank God! Now we can get away with one." Do you think there's an expectation he's struggling to deal with?
I think at Brighton he had it. There was so little pressure that he could. What, you thought there was pressure at him? At Brighton?
He always had fans on his back at Brighton.
No, he never did.
There was a time they booed.
There was once they booed him, and I said that in a video, and I got hammered for it. Okay, and I'll never say it again.
It stays with you.
Yes. Well, look, but the thing is, I think. There he could try things, and if you win one game in 4, it's not the end of the world. I think the thing that he needs to do now is go, right, what is my team for the next... See, this is the problem as well. You've got the World Cup. Maybe he's even going. But the thing is, if you get too far cut adrift, you've got a Man United side that's growing. Arsenal are the best they've been in a long time. Tottenham keep getting results. So I feel like he's got to... The thing that he's got wrong here is he should go, this is my blueprint, and then we can expand from there. Instead, he's kind of going... He's building a different kind of foundation where he's going, well, let's try all these different things and then we'll pick the one that works. But it feels like at the moment, it's a little bit all over the place.
You've got to worry a little bit because they play Arsenal, which is a game they lost 4-2 last season. Yeah. If they lose that, they play City in EFL, and then they play Newcastle right before the World Cup. If they lose them 3 games, that's 4 losses in 5 before the World Cup. And then you get injuries during the World Cup, and then what situation are you in? I think it's an interesting situation. What's your score prediction?
Chelsea 3-0.
What are you doing? I'm going 3-1 Arsenal. I think Chelsea will get a goal. I think they will.
I think being at home gives Chelsea a much better chance. I just think Arsenal's so fluent, and I think they'll get over the line. I think it'll be 2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, it'll be more convincing than that. Come on.
Well, no, I'm going with 2-1.
I mean, I hope so.
I think I was thinking 2-1 as well. I think Arsenal will win. I think they've been gritty this season. They can get over the line, and I would pay to watch a GX34 goal. That's my guy, Granite.
He'll do it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.